Hey guys, welcome to Powerline. I'm your host Skyknight, and I have another deck profile for you. Today, it's going to be Darkface with the new technical booster that just dropped not too long ago. We have ourselves looking at a whole new Darkface, a whole new threatening Darkface. So, with today, let's get started. So, grade threes for Darkface, the bread and butter deck. This is how the deck works. I want to be on him at all times, no exceptions. Generation Break 2 is actually now useful because you have a lot of cards that go into the soul, and also a lot of cards that just utilizes themselves, and you can choose when you want these cards to go into the soul. So very excellent card, and of course his on stride scale, phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Alternate grade 3 is the triple rare from the Genius Strategy Technical Booster. Sky Slicing, Rending General, Superior Mantis. I know a lot of people are still running Break Ride, but the way that I'm viewing this now is I always want to be on Darkface. Because all my strides want me to be on Darkface. And that's what really all there is to it. I like even the support cards that I have, the grade 1s and 2s, all want me to be on Darkface. So for me to be on Break Ride makes a lot of the cards that I have in my deck useless, and there's no such thing as a useless card in my deck. This guy is really good. He has double dark device ability, and when he enters the rear guard, he has 2 abilities that proc. When he enters the Vanguard, he has only 1 ability that procs. And when he's on the rear guard, you can choose which one of those dark devices you can use. So one rests the unit and then stuns them, and the other one just stuns one. So you have to use your timing and how to properly utilize this card, and it doesn't have to be in the same row. Although the dark devices, both core cards have to be in the same row. That's why you may use the top ability to rest the unit first. However, you can choose two front rows to rest, or 2 back rows. It's possibilities are endless. For the grade 2s, I run 3 Sweet Cocktails. Great card. She tells my opponent's front rows that they can intercept, and if they're still on the field at the end of the turn, I can draw a card. So, great draw engine in the deck. I really appreciate having that card back in. 4 of the Punish Dags with Dark Device ends up on the rear guard. For it to happen, I have to have both units in my opponent's columns that rested, or just no units in general. So everything has to be rested, or nothing in that column at all. So if I Vanguard with Darkface, this thing gets plus 2k. I choose one of my opponent's rear guards, and then until the end of turn, if it's still rested. If it's still rested at the end of turn, I draw a card, and it can't stand during their stand phase. So, an excellent card. Really, really, really do like that card. And lastly, I run a 12k attacker. If all my opponent's units are at rest, this thing gets plus 3k. I have that in the deck because the deck needs some kind of power behind it. This thing's for 11, this thing's for 12, this thing's for 9. For the grade 1s, 4 unflipping perfect guards, because unflipping is cool and all the cool kids do it. I run 3 scissor fingers because when combined with my 12k attacker, they make a 21k column line. Winning. 3 stride enablers because you need to get there. And lastly, 4 Vulcans. Just by sitting on the right or left hand side, tells my opponent's grade 2s or other special cards that they can't intercept. This card also can't be targeted. That's while I'm on Darkface. So that's great. Denying my opponent the ability to intercept. That's great. And then at the beginning of my main phase, I can throw this into the soul to countercharge 1 as long as the Dark Device mechanic is filled. That's excellent. I'm A-okay with that. I am absolutely A-okay with that. Trigger lineups and starter. I'm running the old starter. Crime Bug. The new starter is okay, but I kind of like this one. I don't... You know what it is? Because the new one doesn't stun. It just says you can't intercept, and then you can rest it. You can rest it to rest another one of my opponent's units. And it helps with Dark Device. I get that. But this one also... this one says that my opponent's unit can't stand, and I can use it in the front row, and it can intercept. And I really like this one a lot more than the new guy. Heal triggers. That sweet, sweet heal trigger. 4 of the stand triggers. Only because she has Dark Device, but more importantly, she helps me countercharge, and I can stun a unit on my opponent's back row, a grade 1. But the countercharge, I want to be able to countercharge, because the way the deck runs, I'm going to be running through countercharge like crazy. And 8 critical triggers, with 4 of that being the special critical trigger for Darkface. Because you got to get that. G units, G Guardians, 3-2, excellent, situational excellent. 2 of the GRs, because the card is bonkers. This card is absolutely bonkers. This card is so bonkers. To tell my opponent that you can't call a single card, including Superior Riding. And then what's great is if you pair this with the Break Ride, so they have to spend another card to ride, and then just swing with the Vanguard because everything else is going to be at rest. This card is bonkers. 1 Paraspear because Paraspear is Bay, and sometimes you just need that extra card. 4 Stun Beetle because you need a turn to threaten your opponent. You absolutely do. You need, especially if you do a Break Ride and then ride this and you try to go in for the hit. Like, this is I mean, that's probably one of the worst examples. But sometimes you just need to threaten your opponent, and this is one of the really great cards to threaten your opponent where they're going to absolutely have to guard. And sometimes you need a turn like that, where you just be like, you need to guard this. And 4 Dark Faces. I've still yet to use this to its fullest potential, because I haven't been playing against any matches that need to do that. But this card's really good. I actually do enjoy using this card. It has its benefits depending on the match. So 4 Dark Faces. Alright guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave it in the comment section below. If you want me to profile another one of my decks, or just something unique and crazy, if you want to give me a challenge, to use deck, leave it in the comment section below. You guys have a great day.